This lavender is the second bloom of the season. We had it bloom about midsummer and again in late summer into autumn. So I'm going to prune back all our lavender today. It's usually a better idea to do this about midsummer. They're kind of leaning a little bit towards the light, so I'll prune them back pretty hard and just do a line all the way down. I'm going to be sowing out new seeds and I'm going to try to take some cuttings, but most of these clippings are going to be dried indoors and made into a lavender oil. And really we're killing two birds with one stone by pruning and shaping the plants while we take our cuttings. Hopefully we'll get some to root. So here's what happens if you don't prune. This was probably all this year's growth, and we're just going to prune it back all the way down here. Usually you don't want to go into the woody material, but in order to shape the plant we really have to at this point. We'll just pick a spot and start cutting in. Pretty simple. As long as it's not too bare and woody, then it should regrow just fine. But we'll basically just go around and shape them in a big circle. Oh, the smell is incredible. Wow. Lavender is just so relaxing. These leaves are edible, so go ahead and taste test these. To me it's a lot like rosemary. It's a bit more flowery than rosemary, but they're actually really similar. Even the leaf structure is similar. Leaves can be a little bit bitter, but those flowers are really sweet. Petals are just soft and delicate. They just pop right out. Kind of like rosemary. So they're really good with breads and cookies and chicken and all sorts of great stuff. They're even beautiful on a salad. They just provide a tiny little touch of flavor and a beautiful splash of color. All of these came from seeds from one plant. We got little variations in color, which I thought was fascinating. Most of the pods are a dark purple like this, and then they have these beautiful lavender light purple flowers. But some of the pods were actually white. Here's some that don't have very much color at all. I was wondering if the flowers were going to be white too, but they're the same kind of a light purple color. They look a little blue sometimes in the shade. Once the flowers are spent, they drop their little petals and just have these little pods. And down in here are the seeds. So there's one of our seeds right there. These flowers smell really nice, even when they're dry. I would love to leave some flowers for the bumblebees. This late in the season, any little flowers help them. It's kind of surprising how late lavender can bloom. But anything overhanging like this can probably go. This one was definitely pruned back the hardest, but we managed to keep one little flower. I love it. And you can see a hard line that we picked right here. So I think that cleans it up nicely. They're all about the same shape, about the same size. And we still have plenty of flowers on this plant. But look at all these cuttings. Oh my gosh, this is more than I could probably use. So I'm going to separate the flowers. We'll probably dry those separate. We'll take the really healthy cuttings and try and root them in water and soil. And then we'll dry out all the rest of the leaves and use them in lavender oils and little culinary mixes of rosemary and other herbs. So this is going to be really fun. The first thing I want to do is just take some cut flowers. How about that, huh? That's really nice. I think we'll stop there. So that way we can also eat some of these ones too. I have no idea what the secret is for taking cuttings. I've done a lot of research. People say it's really simple, but from my experience, it's not simple at all. So usually I'll take a fresh cut, something about 6 to 8 inches long. I'll strip the bottom leaves and then set them either in water or soil. I might also try sand and rock just for a little more drainage. Maybe that's the secret. It smells incredible. Just brushing up against it just releases this incredible relaxing aroma. It's just therapeutic, really. Try and keep that stem fairly short. Some of these cuttings will try directly in water, but others will try in just my normal potting soil. Some people recommend sticking them to the edge of the pot or the corners if you've got a square container. This is really nice grit with really good drainage. So we'll do another pot with that. So let me know in the comments if you guys have any better methods, but I'll definitely keep you posted on which one of these performs the best. A little bit more grit. Now the next batch of cuttings I'm just going to do in regular water. Just going to take our cutting, strip a few of those leaves, and set them straight in. So for cooking and for the oil infusion, we can use the leaves and the flowers. You don't have to strip them down or anything if you don't want. You can just keep them whole on the stem just like this. And in about 2 weeks, they'll start to look like this. They look a lot more like rosemary at this point. They've kept most of their green color, although these are still fairly soft. We want them to be so dry that we can powder them down like this. But that scent, oh, it just concentrates when they dry. This is absolutely beautiful, and I love the color. They almost look more blue. In fact, let's look at some side by side. You can see the fresh are more purple, and the dried are a bit more blue. But they both smell incredible, they taste incredible. So we'll just wait a little bit longer until they turn a bit gray like this. These are nice and dry. You can break them down into a powder, and that's what we're going to add to our oil. Probably olive oil to keep it simple. So that's basically how we're going to make our lavender infused oil. So I hope you stay tuned for that project. If you like what you saw in the garden today, maybe give lavender a go in your garden. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time.